So it looks like former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Nene Leakes has been taking advice from Peter Thomas.
Hell no.
Because now she's being sued by her former landlord for her now closed boutique, Swagg Boutique, for over $22,000 that's owed. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So Nene has been back in the headlines ever since her interview with Carlos King. And one of the questions that Carlos asked her is like, is there any issues with money and things like that? And she said, no, I am doing very well. She said, God forbid that she would ever be in a place where she was broke again. Not to say that she's broke. However, according to these new court documents obtained by TMZ, Nene owes her former landlord. So, as you know, the Swagg Boutique was featured on the Real Housewives of Atlanta multiple times. Nene would go on to open other locations in Maryland and in Miami. All of them closed after the pandemic, during the pandemic. So TMZ writes this in regards to what the landlord is stating. They said Nene Leakes is being taken to court by over her shop, Swagg Boutique. Her former landlord says that she owes a bunch of dough in unpaid rent. According to the legal documents obtained by TMZ, Nene is being sued by her landlord at the Sugarloaf Mills shopping center location, where her women's clothing store once stood. The landlord says that Leakes first signed a lease agreement back in 2017 and then extended it for another year in 2021. They said the landlord is now claiming that Nene vacated the premises on January of 2022 when the term ended, but never paid off the balance of $22,900 owed under her lease. The landlord allegedly sent Nene a heads up last month telling her to pay up to avoid any legal situation. As you can see, that's playing out now. But according to the landlord, she never gave them the money. I'm not even sure if she responded. So you may recall we did a video not too long ago talking about Nene closing her location in Maryland and not informing the employees, allegedly.
So as you know, we just did a report on Nene Leakes lowering the price to her Georgia mansion for a second time in the last 2 months. And all of you said to me, well, it's a seller's market. It makes sense. She's trying to get out of there. This is a home that she shared with Greg Leakes. And from what we hear, this is where he passed away. Understandable. But it seems as if Nene Leakes might be cleaning house, trying to start anew. Because now, according to this report, her Swagg Boutique at the MGM is now closed, and she didn't let the employees know. So according to our friends over at All About Real Housewives website, they're saying this. A former employee reached out to us and alleged Nene Leakes closed her only Swagg Boutique store and didn't let any of her employees know the store was closed and that they didn't have a job anymore. The managers and employees of the store showed up to the Swagg Boutique at the MGM Casino in Oxon Hill, Maryland, only to find it closed, locked up, and empty. Her employees tried calling her and texting her, and Nene ignores all of their calls and texts till this day and leaves them on red. I'm one of Nene's former employees, and I am now about to get evicted out of my apartment because Nene never informed me or any of the other employees that she planned on closing the store. We can't even get unemployment because Nene is refusing to answer and return the phone calls from the unemployment office. She is trifling and is really a fake individual who cares about no one but herself. She uses us and spits us out like we was trash and gives 2 Fs about our livelihood. And then according to the website, they do provide pictures of Swagg Boutique looking very empty. Nothing's in the boutique. I also understand that Nene has this Swagg Boutique also in Atlanta. Not sure the status of that boutique or what will be happening there. Look, this sounds shady as hell. Even if it's not Nene responding, someone in Nene's team should be responding. Why wouldn't you let your people know? Nene has yet to respond at the time of this recording on what is going on with her Swagg Boutique in the Maryland area. But if you live in the Maryland area, How long has this been going on? When did this happen? I'm assuming this just happened, but for them to clear out the store, did they do this overnight? When did they do this? As I said to you before, this is being alleged by a former employee, but you can't deny the pictures. The boutique is closed, but were they informed? In all fairness, I'm not ready to get on Nene until we know the full story. But based on what we're hearing, according to this former employee, they're saying that the Swagg Boutique was closed, cleaned out. They showed up to work one day and everything was gone.
See how far we've come? We've come a long way when it comes to how we present to you guys. However, I do believe on that particular day, there must have been a mic issue. So, as you know, as we reported back then in regards to the Maryland location, it was sort of the way that these stores closed was a little shady. Well, according to this lawsuit that her former landlord in the Atlanta location, they are asking for this. They said that the landlord wants damages to cover the back rent plus their attorney fees. So just a reminder, TMZ reminds us that Nene closed the Swagg Boutique stores in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and reportedly wasn't long after finally reopening that she began holding going out of business sales at her multiple locations. So according to TMZ, at the time of this recording, they did reach out to Nene to get a comment, and they did not hear anything back. Here's the thing. I do believe, as we always say about these celebrities, we were just talking about this last night on Instagram in regards to these celebrities and their net worth on social media. What you see online is not what they're worth. Do I think that Nene is struggling? No, but do I think that there might be a little funny situation going on? Because why wouldn't you pay this off? If you owe this amount of money to this person and it's a year later and you still have not paid it, and it's not, and like I said before, it's not nearly cut and dry. Maybe she doesn't believe she owes this to them. Maybe she, like Peter Thomas said, I paid you this already. Well, where's the receipts? Because if you paid this already, you should have some sort of receipt and they would not be taking you to court. And for someone that's real rich, very rich, and cashing Trump checks, probably not still cashing Trump checks, $22,000 is nothing. And I have not heard anything in regards to the lawsuit. Remember the lawsuit that her ex-boyfriend, Naomi's now ex-wife, brought against her in North Carolina in regards to the alienation of affection? I haven't heard anything about that. And now that I'm talking about it, I'm sure something is going to come out. Maybe she's withdrew it. Who knows? Who knows? But this is, first of all, the Swagg Boutique has been closed for about over a year now, because when we reported on that story, that was a year ago. And we understand due to the circumstances of what was going on. And I know a lot of you have different opinions in regards to she was going through a lot then. Maybe she forgot. But they are saying that they reached out to her last month before they decided to take her to court. So she had every opportunity, write that check. And I remember when I initially did that story, there were other coworkers reaching out to me at the time saying that, yeah, she's not responding to our messages. And I believe these same allegations happened with the Lenithia Lounge, allegedly. What does Nene always say? You never win when you play dirty. Nene, take care of this. So I understand not everything, especially when you're a team. Remember when everything with Bravo fell apart, there were reports that a lot of people in her team also left her. Get it together, girl. Get it together so that we don't have to talk about this stuff. I'd rather report next that Nene is launching her podcast. I'd rather report that than report that Nene owes these people money. Stay tuned, guys. As always, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think is really happening here in regards to Nene owing this money? Do you think it's money issues? As we reported back in the day, there were allegations of possible money issues. She denies it. As always, guys, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse.